की जय, सर्वजन की जय, सत्य सनातन धर्म की जय। Devotees, welcome to one and all here in this mandir here this evening, in this satsang. And let us all pray as we begin, meditating upon Lord Raman. As we begin, Hari Om, Hari Om, Hari Om. Om Shri Ganeshaya Namah, Shri Saraswatya Namah, Shri Guru Charana Kamalabhyo Govindaya Namo Namah. Om Vigneshwaraya Varadaya Surapriyaya Lambodaraya Sakalaya Jagadhitaya Nagananaya Srutiyagya Vibhushitaya Gauri Sutaya Gananatha Namo Namaste. Om Shuddham Brahma Vichara Sara Paramang Madhyang Jagadvyapinim Vina Pustakadharinam Abhayadam Jaryandakarapaham Haste Swastikamalikam Virishting Parmasane Sansitam Vande Tang Parameshwari Bhagavati Buddhi Pradam Sharadam. Om Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnu Gurur Devo Maheshwara Gurur Sakshat Parang Brahma Tasmai Shri Guruve Namam. Om Sita Rama Gunagrama Punyaranya Viharana Vande Vishuddha Vijnana Kapishwara Kavishwara. निज निज मचे मोनिहारे गुण गावहि निगम सेव शिव पारन पावहि जय राम श्री राम तुम हिया देख गमसक चंदा न भव रही नहीं पावत अंता जय राम श्री राम जय जय राम श्री राम जय राम जय जय सिमोरा गोपति महिमा चाचक बहु को पावकी राय राम श्री राम रामो काम सच कोटि सुभगचन दुर्गा कोटि अमित करि मरदन जय राम श्री राम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम सक्र कोटि सच करे सबिलासा नभ सच कोटि अमित अवकाशा जय राम श्री राम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम मरो चकोटि सच विपुल बल रवि सच कोटि प्रकाश राम रवि सच कोटि प्रकाश शशि सच कोटि सुशील सकल प्रभाहिता काल कोटि सच सरे सच काल कोटि सच सरे सयति दुष्टर दुर्गा दुरंध राम दुष्टर दुरा दुरंग धूम के सच कोटि समा दुराधर भगवंत Prabhu Agaja Satakoti Malan, Prabhu Agaja Satakoti Padalan, Sumanakoti Satasare Sakarala, Tirachayamita Koti Samapavan, Namaya Kilaga Puranavan, Himagiri Koti Achala Raghubiram, Sindhu Koti Sata Samagambhiram, Kamadhenu Sata Koti Samanam, Sakala Kamajayaka Bhagavanam, Jai Ram, Sri Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Sri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Sarada Koti Amita Chaturayim, Vidhi Satakoti Srishti Nipunayim, Vishnu Koti Samapalana Karatam, Rudra Koti Satasamadangam, Jai Ram, Sri Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Sri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Dhanara Koti Tata Samabrajvanam, Maya Koti Prachanda Nidhanam, Bharadharana Satakoti Sahisham, Nirabadhi Nirupabu Jagadisham, Jai Ram, Sri Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Sri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Nirupam Naupamagana Ramam, Samana Ramo Nigama Kahai, Jimmy Koti Saja Soja Sabam, Ravi Kahachayati Laghutalahai. Chant. Ehi Bhaji Nija Nija Mati Bihala Muni Chahari Hara Bhajanahi, Prabhu Bhavagaha Kachi Kripala Saprema Suni Sukhamanahi, Ramaya Mita Guna Sagara, Chaha ki pavahi koi, Rama chaha ki pavahi koi, Santana samasaka susune o, Sumahi sunaya o soi. Bhavapasya Bhagavanta Sukham, Nidhana Karao Bhavan, Saji Samacha Madhamana Bhajiya Sajasi Charavan, सुने भूषण देखे बचन सो आए हर्षि खग पति पंख फुलाए जय राम श्री राम जय जय नयन निरमन अति हर शाना श्री रघुपति प्रताप और जय राम श्री राम नयन निरमन अति हर शाना श्री रघुपति प्रताप और आना जय राम श्री राम जय जय श्री राम जय पाछला मोह तो मुझे पछताना ब्रह्मयनादि मनुज करे माना जय राम श्री राम पुने पुने काग चरण सिर नावा जानहि राम सम प्रेम बधावा जय राम श्री राम गुरबिनु भवानी जी करई न कोई जो बिरंची शंकर सम होई जय राम श्री राम संशय सर्पग्रसे मोहि काचा दुख जलहरि को करो पगारो रे रघुनायका मोहिने जायो जन सुखदायका जय राम श्री राम तव प्रसाद मम सोहन ताना राम जयनो जय राम श्री राम जय श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम चाहे प्रशंस विविध विधि शीशनाय कर जोरे राम शीशनाय कर जोरे वचन विनीत स प्रेम मृजो बोले गरुर बहोरी प्रभु अपने अविवेक दे बूझत स्वामी थे ही राम बूझत स्वामी तो ही कृपा सिंधु सादर करहो जान दास निज मोहि तुम सर्वज्ञ समम तुम सर्वज्ञ तज्ञ तम पारम सुमति सुशील सरल चारा ज्ञान विरति वैराग्य निवास रघुनायक के तुम प्रियदासा जय राम श्री राम जय जय राम श्री राम जय जय राम कारण कवन देह पाई साच सकल मोहि कहु बुझाई राम सरिस सर सुंदर स्वामी पायहु कहाँ कहु न भगामी जय राम श्री राम जय जय राम श्री राम जय जय राम नाथ सुनामय शशिय पाहि महाप्रबल हो नाथ जोगाई मुझा बचन नहीं ईश्वर करही सो मोरे मन संशय यही जय राम श्री राम जय जय राम श्री राम जय जय राम। अग जग जीवनाग नर देव नाथ सकल जगु साल कलेवा अंध कचाई में चलई कारी कालु सजा जुर शीघ्र भारी जय राम श्री राम जय जय राम श्री राम जय जय राम तुमहि न व्यापत कालयति अति कराल कारण कवन ज्ञान प्रभाव के जोग बला मोहिशो कहु कृपाला प्रभु चव आश्रम आए ओ मोर मोह भ्रम भागा कारण कवन सोनाथ सब कहु सहित अनुराग करोर गिरा चोने हर से उखागा बोले ओ माँ परमय अनुरागा जय राम श्री राम जय जय राम रघुपति सब कर फल रघो पति पद प्रेम जय राम श्री राम जय जय राम सब कर फल रघो पति पद प्रेम कहि बिनु को न पायऊ क्षेम जय राम श्री राम जय जय राम श्री राम जय जय राम श्री राम जय राम। प्रेम से बोले अयोध्यापति रामचंद्र की जय। सर्वदेवी देवता की जय। सत्य सनातन धर्म की जय। स्वामी महाराज की जय।
Dasha Doha chanting by Pandit Narayan Prasad from the Shiv Mandir, Sumani Trace, Roshad Douglas Road in Barakpur, night number 104 of 108 and on 101.7 FM. We say a special thank you to all our corporate sponsors who joined together to make tonight's broadcast possible. TN Ramnath and Company Limited, CP's Plumbing and Electrical Supplies, A1 Motor Supplies, Boss Securities Limited, R. Bhagwat and Sons, Prasad's Investment Limited, Laura Construction Company, and L&R Rajaram Contracting Services, Jwala Prasad Supermarket, and Prasad's Home Improvement Store. We say a special thank you to all our corporate sponsors who would have joined together to make tonight's broadcast possible. At this time, Swami Prakashananda is all set and ready on the stage to begin tonight's discourse.
राम चरण बारिज जब देखूं
श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम
तब निज जन्म सफल करि लेखूं
श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम
राम सदा सेवक रुचि राखी
श्री राम जय जय राम
वेद पुराण साधु सुर साखी
श्री राम जय जय राम
रामचंद्र गुण बरन लागा
श्री राम जय जय राम
सुनत ही सीता कर दुख भागा
श्री राम जय जय राम
राम कथा के ते अधिकारी
श्री राम जय जय राम
जिनके सत्संगति अति प्यारी
श्री राम जय राम
राम एक तापस दिय तारी
श्री राम जय राम
नाम कोटि खल कुमति सुधारी
श्री राम जय राम
सीता राम चरण रति मोरे
श्री राम जय राम
अनुदिन बढ़ऊ अनुग्रह तोरे
श्री राम जय राम
मोरे तुम प्रभु मूरति तिन देखी तैसी।
श्री राम जय जय राम।
कोमल चित्र अति दीन दयाला।
श्री राम जय जय राम।
कारण बिनु रघुनाथ कृपाला।
श्री राम जय जय राम।
श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम।
श्री राम जय जय राम।
श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम।
श्री राम जय जय राम।
श्यावर रामचंद्र की जय। गजाननम भूतगणादिसेवितं कपितजम्बो फलसारभक्षणम् उमासुतं शोकविनाशकारणम् नमामि विघ्नेश्वर पादपङ्कजम्। या कुन्देन्दुतुषारहारधवला। या शुभ्र वस्त्रावृता। या वीणावरदण्डमण्डितकरा। या श्वेतपद्मासना। या ब्रह्माच्युतशङ्कर प्रभृतिभिः देवै सदा वन्दिता। सा मां पातु सरस्वती भगवती। सा मां पातु सरस्वती भगवती। निःशेष जाड्यापहा। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः। गुरुः साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म। तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। लोकाभिरामं रणरङ्गधीरं राजीवनेत्रं रघुवंशनाथं कारुण्यरूपं करुणाकरं तं श्रीरामचन्द्रं शरणं प्रपद्ये। मनोजवं मारुततुल्यवेगं जितेन्द्रियं बुद्धिमतां वरिष्ठं। वातात्मजं वानरयूथ मोख्यं श्रीरामदूतं शिरसा नमामि। बोलो राम 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 सीता राम राम राम।
बोलो राम 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 सीता राम राम राम।
राजा राम 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 सीता राम राम राम।
राजा राम 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 सीता राम राम राम।
मंगल भवन मंगलहारी द्रवहु सुदशरथ अजर बिहारी।
श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम। श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम।
बिनु सत्संग विवेक न होई, राम कृपा बिनु सुलभ न सोई।
श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम। श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम।
रघुकुल रीति सदा चली आई, प्राण जाई बचन न जाई।
श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम। श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम।
गुरु बिनु भवनिधि तरई न कोई, जो बिरंची शंकर सम होई।
श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम। श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम।
काहू न को सुख दुख कर दाता, निज कृत कर्म भोगे सब भ्राता।
श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम। श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम।
कर्म प्रधान विश्व करी राखा, जो जस करई सो तस फल चाखा।
श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम। श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम।
कोई सोई जो राम रचि राखा, ओ कर Syavar Ramachandra ki jai. Okay, let me say a very special welcome to all of you who have joined here tonight. And a very special welcome to Pandit Narayan ji. I haven't seen in so many years. But that voice powerful like ever. When? Saturday? Okay. Kya baat hai. Going on well day, man. Nearing 80, eh? Wonderful. Before we start also, I want to remember Uncle Sugas who had participated in our Bal Vihar program and so many other things also. And we are sorry to have COVID has taken its toll in so many ways. COVID only is only the excuse Bhagwan uses because all of you one day have to go. Bhagwan has so many excuses to take. But what is important is when a human being is alive, that he practices dharma and protects dharma and spreads dharma. And so his life is exemplary in that regard. Okay. All right. Now, second thing, we are seeing Uttarakhand. This is the last kanda of Ramcharitamanas. And in this Uttarakhand, the Vakta, the speaker, is Kak Bhushundi. In this portion, second portion. The Vakta speaker is Kak Bhushundi. And Kak Bhushundi is a great Jnani. And so he tells, dissertation he gives on many of subtle topic in Vedanta, in Upanishads, in scriptures. And today's topic is on Maya. Today's topic means I didn't choose the topic. Eh? We are going 10 verse, 10 verse, 10 verse like that. I mean 10 dohas. So here in Sumani Trace temple, the 10 dohas fall in there. So the topic in these 10 dohas is Maya. And Maya is not an easy topic. So, beginning, I will tell you a little bit about Maya and then we'll see these verses. Let me tell you. Bhagavan had told about Maya in Aranyakand way back to Lakshmana. Bhagavan Sri Ram Lakshmana in Aranyakand had this little dialogue and there, describing Maya, Bhagavan tells in a very simple verse. मैं अरु मोर तोर जय माया
श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम
जेहि बस कीने जीवन काया
श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम
मैं अरु मोर तोर तय माया
श्री राम जय राम
जेहि बस कीने जीवन काया
श्री राम जय राम
श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम
श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम
जय रघुराम
जय रघुराम
जय सीताराम
जय सीताराम
श्यावर रामचंद्र की जय. Lakshmana had asked Bhagavan, what is Maya? And Maya is a big word in our scriptures. Huh? So Bhagavan gave very simple meaning of Maya over there. He says Maya is, this is for every ordinary person like you and I, this is the best definition for Maya. May aru mor tor te Maya. In quarter of a chopai. Bhagavan, you know when the lawyer is asking that defendant or that witness question, the lawyer tells tell yes or no. He wants a brief answer, short answer. Don't tell long answers. Tell yes or no. So the defendant said, but Your Honor, he's telling the judge, we can't tell yes or no for everything. The lawyer said, what do you mean? You could tell yes or no for anything. The defendant said, I'll show you. You can't tell yes or no for everything. Have you stopped beating your wife? Now if you say yes, that means he used to beat his? Right. If you say no, well, in more trouble now. Yes or no, you can't say yes or no for everything. Some explanation sometimes required. Anyway, the idea is in a court, the judge is sitting there and the judge has to make a clear decision about things. So he wants brief, succinct, clear answers. You don't want beating around all the bush. You beat around all the bush and when you give some answer in the end, the judge is at a loss to know what you said also. Tell again. What was all that? He lost. You see? We want things to be clear. So when Lakshmana asked Bhagwan, tell me what is Maya? Bhagwan wrapped it up in quarter chopai. How wonderful it is. You will not find anywhere a better definition. Mai aru mor tor te. Me and mine, you and yours. That is Maya. And why it is Maya? Because that feeling is set in deep delusion. That feeling of Maya, feeling of me and mine, you and yours, that is set in deep delusion. You think, why it is delusion? When you were conceived in mother's womb, you were just two cells. Two cells met. Think, two cells met at conception. Acha, theek hai. But it's two cells you can't even see. You have to take a microscope also to see. Then how you became so big? Well, your mother went on eating this and that. Pomsi te chowan. All different type of things. She went on chana and aloo. She went prayers regularly and she eat paratha and all. Right? And you grew in the womb, grew. And when you became too big, your mother got fed up with you and say, okay, now out. Right? 9 months ke baad. Now 10 maas ke baad. Bahar niklaya. I mean, now, the things that she was eating, those things, the pomsite and the pumpkin and the baigan and okra and the wheat and everything coming from where? From the earth, isn't it? From the earth all around, she was eating bhaji, chorai, dashin bush, this, that. So those two cells started multiplying and growing. And from what? All the plants and all the things around. And air and water and this and that. Right? So you started out as two cells and grew on what? All of these things. Then, when you came out also, went on eating, and then 5 feet, 6 feet, 150 pound, 200 pound, whatever. Pura sharir bar gaya, grew big. Right? Now, after some time, again, the Shadvikar tells that we will wane, and then we end up in creek or Waterloo or something, right? Like that. So those, all the things which we collected from the time of conception till that moment, all those things will go back. Earth to earth, space to space, water to water, air to air, everything will go back. Now, inside of that whole process, there is this great feeling, but this is mine. That feeling is born. This is mine, that is mine, and the other thing is yours, that is yours. And this is mine. But it is a mystery, it's a great mystery of Maya. How that thing became yours. Because that thing also, like whether it is a sentient thing or insentient thing, the thing which you are calling yours, like your spouse or your house, one sentient, one insentient, right? Your spouse and house, yours. But somehow you developed along this whole journey, that is mine. But that thing is also made up of the same 5 elements, and that thing also will come to an end. Mysteriously, in between this whole thing, now the feeling of me and mine, and you and you. That thing is called Maya. Nobody knows where that comes from. That is called Maya. And because of that, all sarva anartha, all unearth, all wrong things, all bad things, all pain, sorrow, misery, everything comes under jiva. Because he feels this is mine. So it's a simple thing to say, so if it is yours, when you are going to a creek, you take it. Take it when you are going to the creek. You can't. Take it. That time, those in the house, they quickly want to get rid of you. When Budus or Das come, is it true or not? That body has a shelf life there because it was frozen, and if the phenol take too long, you see that thing. And it's amazing how this whole process is there and how that me and mine is born. And they say, scientists tell, we don't tell, the scientists tell this body is about 70 or 80% water, correct? So when it goes to the creek there and the fire burns it, then the water goes where? Because hot water does? Water gone up, form cloud, fall down. You catch it in your barrel and you drink your grandfather. But it's a true thing. Is it correct or not? In all of this very elaborate process, the me and mine is born in all of that, and that is the product of Maya. Bhagavan is telling nothing, because when you came, you had nothing. And when we leave, we will go with nothing. But that in between, that birth and death, that me and mine is that is called Maya. This is the most wonderful definition of Maya. Now, there are many other definitions of Maya. So now briefly, I'll tell you a little bit about Maya, because I have to tell you because it pertains to what Kakabhushan is telling here now. So I have to introduce this. Now, you know, a human being, all of us, right? We have this body, and this body has some energy. Okay, it is only by energy I can lift my hand. I can lift something with that energy. Now, can you take out your energy when you go to sleep in the night? You take out your energy, you know, like the monkey and the crocodile back, you take out the liver and hang it out to dry. You all know the story? I'm sure everybody knows the story. So can you take out your energy and put it in a bottle when you're going to sleep, and the next morning when you get up, you drink back your energy? That's possible? Not possible. Your energy is part and parcel of the body. In fact, it's a sign of life also. Because if the body has no energy, ready for the creek. The energy is inseparable from the body. Distinguishable, yet inseparable. Now, that energy, word I'm using in English, in Sanskrit, that energy is called as Shakti. Shakti. Well, just like you have Shakti and I have Shakti, Bhagavan also has Shakti. And Bhagavan's Shakti, power, energy, it is called as Maya. And with that Shakti, he can wrought anything, imaginable or unimaginable also. He can fashion anything in the universe, things which we cannot even dream about. Because Bhagavan's Shakti is infinite, like Bhagavan. Our Shakti is finite, because we are finite. But Bhagwan Shakti is infinite. And it is with that Shakti, that power called as Paramesha Shakti. It is given in scriptures. Avyakta Namni, Paramesha Shakti, Yama, Sa, Maya. So many words are given for this Maya. But the easy one for us is Paramesha Shakti, the power of Parameshwara. Parameshwara, Bhagwan's power. And with that, he used to manifest this whole world. And please, stop using words like create the world. Create the world is a Christian concept. We use the correct word to manifest the world. I'll tell you what is the difference. Create means to make something that was hitherto not there, not existing. That is called create. To manifest means to bring something that was there already in an invisible, unmanifest state, to bring it into a manifest, visible state. That is the difference. So the thing is not created, it is already there. It is just brought from one state to another. This is called as manifestation. Now, you know, in Bhagavad Gita, all Hindu scriptures teach you so nicely everywhere. Natvevaham jatunasam natvam neme janadipaha. There was never a time when you were not, nor me, nor these kings. Bhagavan is telling to Arjuna, means I've always been there. I'm here now and I will always be there. So if you say, I've always been there, I'm here now and I will always be, where is creation in that? That doesn't have creation. I was there in some other state and I just became manifest here. No, that's not creation. This is the difference. So Bhagavan uses that power of Maya, that Shakti, to manifest all things in this universe. Countless, infinite number of things. And his power is infinite. There is no end to that power. Now, he manifests for the animal kingdom a certain set of rules which they follow, and the animals have no choice. Correct? So he makes a lion to eat meat. The lion cannot get up tomorrow and say, oh man, I've been eating so much of meat. And Bhagavan made me a meatarian. I'm fed up with this meat. From tomorrow, I'm going to eat cane top. The lion can say, eat grass. No. He cannot say. Why I'm saying cane top? Just a few days I brought cane top for my cow. So the cow is made to eat grass and cane top, correct? The cow cannot, oh man, grass, my belly must be green. Every day grass. Look, I fed up with this grass, yet tomorrow I go in KFC. The cow cannot say. So Bhagavan has made like this for the animal kingdom, for the whole ecological system, for the mountains and the rivers and all live systems. And the forests and the trees and rivers and all of them are live ecosystems. He has made for all of them certain rules and they have no choice in the matter. Virus does what it does. COVID does what it does. They have no choice. But this manifesting of, it is manifested all of these things. Manifesting of human beings, there was one further manifestation in the mind of the human being. What is that? That manifestation is called as freedom of choice. Now, freedom of choice means what? When the human being sees that, like all of you, we do now, man, things getting real bad in Trinidad, yeah. I go and live in New York. When you go to New York now, it plays cold. Things real bad in New York, yeah. I'm going back to Trinidad. So, he has a choice. He could choose to live here, or he could choose to live in New York, right? But when the tree is planted in so many trees, the tree doesn't have a choice. Look, I don't like this Sumani trace now. I want to go Moruga. The tree has no No choice. But a human being has a choice. You can learn engineering, you can learn law, you can learn medicine, you can learn biology, you can learn whatever you want. But the dog doesn't have a choice. He cannot say, I fed up barking, from tomorrow, meow. He had no choice. Correct? So the human being was manifested with an additional prerogative, freedom of choice. And it is that manifestation which causes, or which is accompanied now by all the, what you call it, as durgunas of Maya. Now see, if he has freedom of choice, it means he can choose A or B. And he has choices like this. And this A or B is usually, in his mind, he said, I choose A. Why? Because A better than B. That's how you count, na? A is better than, yeah, that's how you weigh the situation. A is better than B, so I choose A, like that. No, in that choosing, lot of trouble is there. Because he's making that calculation based on what? A is better than B. Well, somebody taught, the television told, the radio told, the commercial told, somebody outside told, isn't it? Who told you that A is better than B? How you know? You hear it from others. A is better than B. And our problem is, we get our guidance from the TV, newspaper, the radio, the internet, here, there, we get our guidance from there. When we are supposed to be getting our guidance, which one to choose, A or B? That guidance should come from scriptures. Shastram pramanam te. Karya karya vyavastito. The Shastra is that which is supposed to guide. But we take our guidance to choose A, not from Shastra, but from everywhere else. This human being is manifested in the world with the freedom of choice, and he is manifested along also with scriptures. But he doesn't take the guidance of the scriptures, he takes the guidance of the world. And what happens? The Kathopanishad says, he goes from mrityum samrityeti. He goes from death to death. Because he is all the time making the wrong choices based on all the worldly things only. So the scriptures are supposed to guide us to make the right choices. Now, that confusion, that ignorance about right thing, confusion about the right thing, that delusion about what I am and what I am not, and that whole thing together is called as Maya. And now see, suppose you think this thing is the right thing, I want this, right? You made up your mind. And if anybody comes in between, when you're trying to get this, if anybody comes in between, what do? Maro usko. Beat him out. How dare you come in between me and the object of my desire? So first, he concludes this is best. Second, I want it. Third, I'm going to get it. Fourth, you come in between. And when you come in between, I get angry like anything, and somewhere, hook or crook, I'll remove you. Now, for all of these things, there are Sanskrit words. All of these processes. Dhyayato vishayan pumsaha sangaste shupajayate sangar sanjayate kama. Desire for that thing. Kamar krodho vijayate. Somebody comes in between and you get angry and you. Like that. All this is the product of Maya. And so the human being is there now taken for a ride, literally, by Maya. One after the next. Now, Kakabhushundi, this is the point where he's telling now to Garud. I will chant. This is now after, for those who have your Ramayana, after number 70, about 3 chaupais down. 2 or 3 chaupais down after 70. Keet manorath daru sharira
Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Rama
Jehi n lag ghun ko as dhira
Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Rama
Ramachandra ki jai. Yaha sab Maya kar parivara. This is the whole family of Maya now. What is it? Kita manorat daru sharira. This body is like, Kakoshan is giving an example. This body is like a log, a piece of wood. Manorat kira hai, sharir lakdi hai. This body is like a piece of wood, right? And in the wood, what that wood lice gets in there, you know? Wood lice, you know? Kita manorat daru sharira. Jehina lag guna. Ko asadhira. Who in this world has not been, I mean, which piece of wood you see outside has not been eaten by this wood lice? Very rare thing. Sometime or the other it will be eaten by something. It will not last forever. In the same way, all of us have, see, manorat means desires. Manorat kira hai. So many desires in our mind. Jehina laga guna ko asathira. Who has not been smitten by all sorts of crazy desires in this world? And see, instead of desiring the right thing, I should have this desire. Man, I want to sit down and do Om Namah Shivaya Japa 108 times. That type of desire. Right? So instead of having some desire like that, whatever desire he has, I want to go and make a lime in Gulf City. And there, some new kind of game has come out, you know. I'll go and try it out. So he has that desire. So yes, desires are there, but we can have desires that will lift us and desires that will... All of us have desires. This is the first thing. Second thing, the desires of the world are classified into three. Sutta Bita Loka Ishana Tini. Three types of desire. This is a very interesting thing. This is all Upanishad and all. Our desires are classified into three types. You can fit everything into these three. It's called Sutta Bita Loka here. What's called Lokeshana, Vitteshana, Putreshana. We've seen this before. Now what it means, Lokeshana, all of us have desires for getting commendation, notice, getting praise. That praise we like. We like our name to be called. Is correct or not? You may say no, but it is correct. If you get up in the morning and your spouse tells you, you fool, then then what will happen? You like your spouse to get up in the morning and tell you, hi dear, you are so dear. Then you feel nice, correct? Your spouse must say hi dear. Not hi you fool. People like to be praised, noticed, commended. They like to be told nice things. Today, well, dress up nice. They like that. And this is the most pervasive desire of a human being. The other one is vitta, for wealth. People like wealth, money, the possessions. And the last is the opposite sex. That comes last. This one is the most pervasive. We want to be noticed and commended, and we want to be praised, and we want to be told nice things, and we want to be given attention. They have a lot of words for all of these things. Attention freak. Have you heard? If they don't get attention, this is the most pervasive desire. You see, when you are born, if this desire is there from birth till death, I want to be noticed. From birth till death. When you are born and your mother leaves you for one moment, what happens? And when she comes and picks you up, oh, so happy. All crying. He wants attention from birth. And when he's there also, when he go into the creek, he wants attention there too. You bury me in a nice coffin, I don't want to. You burn me in a nice coffin, I don't want any ugly coffin. And he don't dare, how you going to know ugly or nice? Isn't it? But he said, very a nice coffin. Sure, sir. If you will be more comfortable in that burying. But he wants attention there and everything. Everybody should do this and do this. And he puts also, he writes, all you do this, do this, do this. Means everybody should pay attention and do. Amazing. That does. And he puts a nice tombstone there also. So when people pass, they go, no, well, here, you know. One fella passing by a cemetery and he heard knock, 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 knock. So after, I get scared, knock, knock in the cemetery. But after a while, he see a man with a chisel and a hammer carving a tombstone. He said, oh, he realized somebody carving a tombstone. He said, oh, you're carving a tombstone? This already night. He said, yeah, man, they spell my name wrong. I come out to him. The thing must be done correctly. And see, this desire of human being to be noticed or commended, it manifests in countless ways. Countless. There's no end to it. Huh? Why do you think people wear jeans with part of it missing by the knee and all about like that? Would that is for AC or what? Have you seen that? You wear clothes and part missing. Because that is style. People watch style. If you have no style, where do they go watch? They watch. There's a holy pants, that's true. So, that all of it on fashion industry and style and all of this, so to get noticed. We have a craving for that from birth till death. We next craving is wealth. More you see, more you want. And the last is the opposite, sex. That is the least. That is only for a period in life also. When you're small, and you're in standard 4, standard 5, and the teacher want to punish you, they put you sit down next to a girl. Correct? I don't know about you, that will do me. So that attraction for opposite sex and all, that is not there. And later on also. One young fella asking an old man, he said, old man, I hear you're calling your wife darling and sweetheart and honey. And what is the secret to your love? You love this woman so much for so long. All your life you're still calling sweetheart and darling and honey and dear and this and that. What is the secret? He said, better to tell you the truth, years ago I forget she name. So he's going on telling all these other words. At some other time in life, that is not there. One period only it is there. But to get noticed, that is there from beginning till, and after he gone also. We should put this thing and put in name so that when he gone, everybody go see name. See, this is the construct of Maya in our mind. Instead of paying attention to reality, the absolute, the substratum of this universe, the adhisthana, like that, the fundamental material from which we are all woven, oat-prot. Instead of paying attention to that, we pay attention to this thing. That is what it means. That is Maya. You see? Like that, Kakakushanti goes on to tell to Garud. And now, the one who wants in Bhakti Marg, in number 61 and 71, see this. दासी रघुबीर के समुझे मिथ्या सोपि राम समुझे मिथ्या सोपि छूटन राम कृपा बिनु नाथ कहूँ पद रोपि सिया
Uma
So Dasi Raghuvir ke, Dasi means a slave, servant. Who so Maya. Maya is a Dasi, a servant of Rama. And so, Chutana Rama Kripa Binu. And without the Kripa of Ram, this Maya will not go away from our life. And how we will have the Kripa of Ram? We have to find ourselves in satsang. Natakahu pada rupi. I swear I tell you, Kakabhushandi is telling to Garud. That is, Maya will not go away unless we have the Kripa of Ram. We will always be bound to this cycle of birth and death caused by all of these vicissitudes of Maya. You see? There's another thing. See, in this verse, there are two very important points. One point is, the Bhakti Marg describes the removal of Maya by the grace of Bhagwan Ram. If I am a devotee of Rama, he will remove Maya. But in Gyan Marg, it is given there, Samujhe Mithya Sopi. In Gyan Marg, the person who sits quietly and goes inside and sees the machinations of Maya, in seeing it, in understanding it, noticing it, being cognizant of Maya and all its workings, that person gets rid of Maya, Gyan Marg. So the two things are there in the very. Tulsidaji was such a genius to pack everything into this Ramcharitmanas, and in such short, brief way also. Huh? And now Kakabhushandi goes on to describe to Garud Hindu cosmology also, because Hindu cosmology, with the cosmos which you see in front of you, that also is fashioned by Maya, manifested by Maya of Bhagwan, his power. So he describes very nicely. Soi Prabhu Bhru Vilas Khagaraja, Jo Maya Sab Jagahi Nachawa, Jasu Charit Laki Kahuna Pava. And his power makes everything in the universe tick. And also, the whole universe and countless universes are all going on only on one brow of Bhagwan. Like that, Bhru. So many different verses are given here. And all the different machinations of Maya. And then in the end he says, Iha mohakar karana nahi. In Rama, there is no effect of Maya. Ravi sanmukatamak kavahu ki jahi. Then in front of the sun, can there darkness be there? In front of Bhagwan, Maya, nothing happens. In other words, if I stay close to Maya, up to Rama, Maya can never touch me. Maya metam tarantite, mameva ye prapadyante. In Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavan tells like this: the one who surrenders to me, he crosses over Maya. Maya can never touch him. I don't know how if you remember, but here in the old days, I grew up just here, close by here. So you used to see people taking that net like that in the lagoon. Have you seen? They used to take a fishing net and just throw. The only fish that will save from that net is the fish that comes and stands by the fellow's foot. Isn't it? That fish that takes refuge at his feet, those fish will be saved. But any fish out there, in the same way, all of us out there, in Bhagwan's Maya, in trouble, if we come take refuge in Bhagwan's feet, we will not be caught by that net of Maya. That is the idea. Eh? And here are some of the other manifestations of this Maya. This is number 73. Ka. Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram.
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram.
Kam Krodh Mad Lobh Rata Griha Sakta Dukh Roop Dekh mi janahi Raghupati Moor Pare Tam Upasiya.
Ramchandra ji ki jai.
Ramachandra ki jai. Kam, Krodh, Mad, Lobh, Rata, Griha, Sakta, Dukha, Roop. The reason why I chose this, see, I have from 80 or 90 verses to choose. I can only choose about 8 or 9, you see. The reason why I chose this is because it applies to all of you. In this verse, there is a word called as Grihasakta. Grihasakta means attachment to home. And you think it is not a big thing, but it is there in scripture, see? It's there in Ramayana. Attachment to home. Oh, human beings and home. Come now, boy, we go in Shakashakari, we'll have satsang there. Do we go now? No, Swamiji, I can't go. Why? I have no boy to see the house. It means to say that the house has now become the master and you have become the slave because you have to watchman the house. So who is the boss? The house. But you will lose your health watchman in the house. Now go protect the house. So it's a very strong word. In Bhagwan Shankaracharya, in his Sadhana Panchakam, in the beginning mentions this thing, about our attachment to home. Very much attached to our home. See, right now, in July, we're having a residential camp at the ashram. You have to leave home and come and stay in the ashram for 5 days. How many people prepare for that? Oh God, Swamiji, 5 days? Why you make it 1 day? 5 days? But if you see all the great people, they had no consciousness of home. See Gandhiji. Gandhiji was in Sabarmati. Everybody said this is the ashram. He was in Sabarmati ashram, right? But really, if you see the percentage of time that Gandhiji stayed in Sabarmati ashram, it will be 10% of his time. 90% he is everywhere. All great people like that. The sense of home is not there. Shankaracharya, he walked up and down India several times. No home. Aniketa sthiramatihi. Gita describes him. That consciousness of home is very strong in our mind. So we have from Maya now, kama, desire, krodha, anger, mada, arrogance, lobha. Lobha means greed. Now see, Tulsidas is describing these durgunas, what you call as bad qualities, durgunas, kam, krodha, mada, lobha. And in that same line, grihasakta. What is he meaning? What Kakabhushundi is telling to Guru. If in the same line, grihasakta is the next word. Attachment to home. That means it's a terrible durguna. There's such a nice world for us to explore and to see and to meet and people happening, this happening, all sorts of things happening everywhere. And we are so much attached to our home. So much of satsang is going on. Also many religious things, dharmic things are going on everywhere. Join. Not to be so attached to home. Te kimi janahi raghupatihi. A person who is so attached and has all of these durgunas, kam, krodh, mada, lobh, grihasakta. Te kimi janahi raghupatihi. How will ever know Ram? This is the verse. And not only, strong words are there in the verse. Mudha parettama kupa. Such a foolish person, he falls into the deep well of ignorance. Tamas. And what is very interesting, see all these verses we pass over so easy. Very interestingly, grihasakta is there included with all the other words. We never see it anywhere. That's why Ramayana is so unique. About that Ram and the greatness and glory of Ram, Tulsidas ji, Kakabhushundi tells. सुगम अगम नाना चरित सुनि मुनि मन भ्रम होई सिया
वर रामचंद्र जी की जय शरणम पवन सुत हनुमान की जय उमापति महादेव की जय बोलो भाई सब संतन की जय सियावर रामचंद्र जी की जय शरणम
श्यावर रामचंद्र की जय निर्गुण रूप सुलभ अति. Now this is in literary masterpieces, there are many techniques used to get us to think in certain ways. And one of the technique is, I'll tell you, we do this all the time in ordinary life also. I'll tell you 100 times, don't go there. Have you heard? you say it all the time? But have you told 100 times? He said, I told you 1,000,000 times, you should not exaggerate. So, but we have not told. We just use the language to, in such a way that we get a point across, yes. So that is used in Ramayana also. Tulsidas is saying, Nirguna Rupa Sulabha Ati Saguna Jnana Nahi Ko. To understand the Nirguna aspect of, or the attributeless aspect of the reality is very easy. He says, Saguna Jnana Nahi Koi. This is very difficult for anybody to understand the Sagun, means the Lord with attributes, with qualities. Sugama Agama Nana Charita Suni Muni Mana Brahma Hoi. That when Munis listen to all the various stories of Bhagavan Ram, it befuddles their mind. It makes their mind also confused. That mind cannot comprehend all the glories and all the doings and sports and leela of Bhagavan. It's too much for them. So that is very difficult to understand. It is easier to understand Nirgun Brahma. In other words, this is a way of just telling, this is not what we mean to say, not the way it is. Nirgun Brahma cannot be understood at all. Because it is Nirgun. You can only understand something with tangible qualities. And that is without qualities, how you will understand? But just to show how magnificent and great and infinite the glories and the leela of Bhagavan is, this type of comparison is employed. That is all. But very interesting. And that is the genius of Tulsidas ji. Now, Kakbhushundi starts a very interesting thing. This is after 74. He starts telling Garud about his own story. Because Garud is now interested, but how are you in a crow's body? This is the same interest which Parvati ji asked to Bhagavan Shiva. How he is such a devotee of Bhagavan and he has a crow's body? He's in a crow's body. So he starts from the beginning to tell about his own story. See that. Shri Ram Jai Ram, Jai Jai Rama.
Shri Ram Jaya Ram, Jaya Jaya Rama.
Shri Ram Jai Ram, Jaya Jaya Rama. राम मनुज तनु धरहि
श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम
भक्त हेतु लीला बहु करहि
श्री राम जय जय राम
तब तब अवधपुरी चरित बिलो की हर्षाऊ
श्री राम जय जय राम
Jab jab Ram manuj tanu dharahi, whenever Ram takes avatar in Awadh, in Ayodhya, jab jab, and please start thinking like a Hindu. All these, see, words are there to make us think like a Hindu. Why? How? What is the word? Jab jab, whenever. It means Bhagwan had taken birth in Ayodhya many times. Even many, countless times. Every Treta Yuga. And how many Treta Yugas? Satyug, Treta Yuga, Dwapar Yuga, Kali Yuga, and then? And how many times that has happened? Infinite number of times. So the word is supposed to remind you of Jaba Jaba. Whenever that Treta Yuga comes, and Bhagwan takes avatar there in that Ayodhya, Kak Bhushundi, who is also called as Chiranjeevi. What is he called as? Chiranjeevi. Means he is eternal. He never dies. Kak Bhushundi. He says, Jab Jab Ram Manujatanu Dharahi. When he takes human form there in that Ayodhya, Bhakta Hetu Leela Bahu Karahi, and he does so many Leelas. That time, Tab Tab Avadapuri Mai Jaun. That time I go to that Awadh there to see, to do what? Balacharita Biloki. To see his childhood sports and Harashaun. I become so happy. Janma Motsava Dekhau Jai Barashapa Taharau Bolai Lobai. Means I stay there until he turns 5. Why? Kak Bhushundi stays in Ayodhya till Rama turns 5. Why? Ishtadeva Mama Balaka Rama. Because my Ishtadev is child Rama. So a person can have the Ishtadev, being the chosen form of God, but in that form also you can have some form of the form. So that Rama from 0 to 5, that Balaka Rama, that is the Ishtadev, Kak Bhushundi. And some people like Kodanda Rama. Rama with that bow and arrow. He likes to see that form. You see? Some people like to see that Bala Krishna, little Krishna, Makhanchor Krishna, some kind of Krishna like that. Some people like to see that Krishna on the chariot. So even in one form, you can have various forms, you see. Veer Hanuman. Some people like Veer Hanuman. That Hanumanji in that Veer position, like that. So different types of forms. See, all this is, these are all wonderful varieties in Hinduism. Then, number 75. Larikai jaha jaha phirahi taha taha sanga urau juthani parai ujira maha so uthai kari khau. What a wonderful thing. He says in those 5 years, Rama is going around everywhere, and whatever he's eating and little crumbs fall there, I pick up and I eat. Kak Bhushundi telling. Any little crumb that falls from Rama's hand or his mouth, I pick up and eat. And he stays there like this for 5 years. Then it starts telling now the story which happened one day. What was that? He said, Rama ran after me to catch me. This is just before 79. Rama ran after me to catch me. There are many things in between there. From 75 to 79, you go and you see. I cannot tell everything. But this is the thread of the story. One day, like that, Rama ran after me. Janupani thaye mohithara. He was on his hands and knees. Bhagwan Ram was on his hands and knees. So he's a little baby. Right? Syamalagat arunakara charan. And while he was crawling on his hands and knees, Janupani. Then, tab mein bhagi chal mohi dharana. He tried to catch me while he was on his hands and knees. Then what? Tab mein bhagi. I flew off from there. Took off. Chale uragari. I bolted out. Rama gahana kaha bhuja pasari. And then behind, when I flew off, behind me now, wherever I saw Rama's hand behind me. This is the baby Rama. Then, Jimmy, dur, urai, akasa. However far I flew into the sky. Taha bhuja hari, dekhau nija pasa. I saw Bhagwan's hand right behind me. Brahma loka lagi gaya ume. I went to Brahma Lok also. Brahmaji's realm. Chitayavu pahi udai. I flew there and juga angula karbi chasaba. And every time, wherever I go like that, I saw he was behind me only 2 fingers breadth. This much. Juga angula. Juga angula means 2 fingers. So close behind me, his hand was there. Huh? In number 79, see that. Sabhabaran bhed kari, jahan lage gati mori Rama. Gaya utaha Prabhu bhujani rakhi, vyakula bhayav bahori siya.
Hare Ramachandra ji ki jai sharanam, pavan sutta Hanuman ki jai, Umapati Mahadev ki jai, bolo bhai sab santan ki jai.
Wherever I ran, Bhagwan's hand was there behind me. And there's a little baby Ram also. He says, Vyakula bhayavu bahori. I became so, means I just think he'll catch me. And which bird likes to be catched by a human being? No bird likes, He'll catch me. It's like he became so disturbed. Gaya utaha Prabhu bhuja nirakhi. Wherever I went, I saw his hand. Then, murhe nayana trasita java bhaya. I became so scared and I closed my eyes, just like we all do. Oh God, no. Like that. And he says, oh God, no, God is really God, whose hands was there only. But in our case, oh God, no. No God there for us. It's not, oh God is no God. But Bhagwan, he closed his eyes in great fear. Nayana trasita. Trasita means great fear. Java bhayavu puni chitavat kosalapura gaya. Then when he opened back his eyes. Now he was flying to Brahma Loka, different Loka. When he closed his eyes like that in great fear and opened back, he found himself in Ayodhya. Kakabhushan, this story. Mohi bo biloki Rama musu kahi. And then Rama looked at me. He was looking at me when I opened my eyes. He was looking at me and laughing now. And when he opened his mouth and laughed, I seemed to have been drawn into his mouth. I flew into his mouth. Kakabhushundi flew into the mouth of Rama. And here he says, Udarama jasunu andajaraya dekheu bahu brahmanda nikaya. And here again Hindu cosmology. And this is called as Virat Roop Darshan. In Balkand, Bhagwan had given this Virat Roop Darshan to Kausalya. In Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavan gave to Arjuna. Now here now Kakabhushundi is getting this Virat Roop Darshan. He flew inside the mouth of Bhagavan and into his belly. And there he saw now countless universes without end. And I was telling you about Hindu cosmology. Na? In Hindu cosmology, there are countless universes with countless planets and beings of all description and varieties. Don't think that this is the only place where people are living. Countless. This is the cosmology which is presented in the scriptures for us. And kotin chaturana gaurisa. Countless Brahmaji and countless Shivas and countless everything he saw inside of Rama. Then, in number, countless of everything, anything that you can think about. 80. Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram.
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram.
Jo nahi dekha nahi suna, jo manahu na samai, so sab adbhut dekhe paran kavani vidhi jai siya. जो नहीं देखा, नहीं सुना, जो मनहु न samai means he saw things that were never seen before, never heard of, that the mind cannot even conceive of. That is the idea. So sab adbhuta dekhu. Most amazing out of this world experiences he saw inside of Rama. Baranik kavanik vidhi jai. In which way can I ever describe? And now he tells further, ek brahmanda mahu rahu barsha sat ek. It means he stayed in each one of those worlds. See how many rounds he made. In each world which he saw inside of Rama, he stayed 100 years. And you don't ever doubt that any of this thing is impossible. Don't ever think that any of this thing is impossible. This is absolutely possible. You are living in a universe, in one insignificant corner of the universe, and think that that is the end all and be all. It is an infinite universe, inexplicable also in so many ways. That's why he told just now that he could easily understand Nirgun Brahma, but it's Sagun Brahma. There's no end. Kak Bhushunti like that said, I stayed 100 years in each one of those lokas. And then after 100 years staying in all of those lokas, and of course it could not have stayed in all, because infinite number, in many. That is the idea. Eka Brahmanda, one after the next. And after that, what happened? What happened, we'll see tomorrow. Like this. So, this story continues. We have 80 now, 90, 80 to 90, there's 20 here, and 30, there's 50 more duas. But we only have 4 days. That means tomorrow I have to press some X. What we can do, I can just do 2 doha more every day, or 3, and we're there. Or that tomorrow I could finish all. No problem. All right. So we stop now, and we'll have some announcements, and then we'll have Arati. Okay. Many things are happening at the ashram. Please come and be part of the whole experience there. Just in a couple days, we're having the Varsha Pratipada Sansad, which used to be held at the ashram, but now this year it is going to be held at the Hindu Prachar Kendra. There will not be enough space for everybody, but you can tune in on one of the social media platforms to see what the proceedings are. So what happens around this time of the year, we celebrate Hindu New Year, right? And we have a really wonderful program put together for the celebration. And in that, there is usually a topic or a theme which we follow. And I give some little discourse on that topic or theme. The topic this year, the theme is Tyakto Tishta Parantapa. This is a phrase from Bhagavad Gita, 2nd chapter. O Parantapa, Arjuna, the scorcher of the enemies, you cast off this unmanliness and rise up. This is the theme this year. So on that I will be speaking. Right now I am being put under heavy manners because I usually don't have a written speech, you know. In Chinmaya Mission, we don't have written speeches. Whatever we talk, we only talk from our head. And for this program every year, this one program, I have to write down my whole speech. Oh, Bapre, that is such a big task. That is a big task. So that's why I'm under heavy manners these days. And then not only I have to write it, I have to go there and read it too. So anyway, Varsha Pratipada Sansar on Saturday, it is from 10 to 12. So that time you tune in and see, and it will be there on YouTube also, you can see it after also. Huh? From 6 to 8 of May, we have Gurudev Jayanti Yajna. At the ashram, we are having chapter 12 of Bhagavad Gita. Chapter 12, 6 to 8 of May. Regular satsang time. Okay. On 30th of May, we return to our regular Chai Sanmelan, which we have been having for 16 years. We have a tea party on the 30th of May for the last 16 years. Well, no. Leave out 2 years. 16 years before that. Right? Leave out 2 years of COVID. And we are having a variety of chais this year. We'll have chai in a clay pot. They call kulhat chai. You have to come and try the chai. And we also have chai, which is very strong. It is called as kadak chai, lashing chai. Kadak means lightning. Means it lashes like lightning. So come and try kadak chai, and then we have the regular chai, right? So there are different types of chai this year, and so many. We have a blend between pizza and pepper roti. How about that? It is called pizzoti. Pizza and pepper roti blend. So many things will be there for you to try out. And interestingly also, we'll have Mishti Doi from Calcutta in India, now Calcutta in Trinidad. Because our ashram is in Calcutta, you know. So there's something called Mishti Doi, sweet dahi in a clay pot. You must come and try it out. Okay, so those are the things for the Chai Sanmelan on the 30th of May, Indian Arrival Day. From the 20th to the 24th of July, we're having the residential camp at the ashram. Puja Swami Ishwaranandji will be joining also for this camp. He's our Swamiji who is posted in Los Angeles. So we have invited him to be part of the camp. He'll be teaching Manisha Panchakam. Okay. It is wonderful if you can come and stay there for the 5 days. Give up attachment to home. When you learn something in Vedanta and scriptures, you will take that with you. But when we go, we cannot take home. We'll be taken away from home. Garam Masala restaurant is now open for dining and takeaway. And Chinmaya Vidyalaya is taking in students for all the various classes. And the new campus, Sant Tulsidas campus in Kuva, will be opened in September. Okay. All right. Now, on Sunday, 1st of May, there is the all-you-can-eat buffet and brunch at the Garam Masala restaurant. A big affair which is happening there. Please come and see. Have a look at our bookstall at the back. You can buy a Bhagavad Gita. You can buy Seek the Eternal based on Bhaja Govindam. And Waves of Devotion and Story, Tarangini, and so many titles you can purchase from the bookstall there. For children also, several titles are there. Okay, tomorrow's satsang will be at the Upper Esmeralda Road, Shiv Mandir, Esmeralda Road in Kunupia. For those who are joining, Esmeralda Road in Kunupia. Today's Dasha Doha chanting was done by the resident Pandit, Pandit Narayan Prasad Sharma, and members of his mandir. Thank you so much, Baba. It's a good thing that you chanted today also. I would not have gotten your darshan. Wonderful. It's a long time I haven't seen. All right. Thank you so much for coming and chanting. Prasad recipient today is Reshma Sukhdeo. If Reshma can come and collect this. This is a flash drive with the whole Ramayana which we did in 2017-18. More than 500 hours of Ramayana. So you can play for yourself and the members of the temple and all that. We had done every verse that time. All right. While Reshma is coming, let us ask Pandit Narayanji to do a vote of thanks. There you go. Please enjoy. Pandit Narayanji to do a vote of thanks. फिर उसके बाद आरती होगी, फिर खत्म कर देंगे. Thank you very much.
Pandit Narayan Prasad, the resident Pandit of the Mandir, being given an opportunity to do the vote of thanks. Pandit Narayan Prasad Sharma, who he proudly related is about to hit 80 pretty soon.
Devotees, let us all pray, meditating upon Lord Rama. Hari Om Sri Ganeshaya Namah Sri Saraswatya Namah Sri Guru Charana Kamalabhyo Govindaya Namo Namah Om Sri Raghavam Dasarathadmajama Prameyam Sitapating Raghukulanvaya Ratnadipam Ajanavahum Aravinda Dalaya Takshang Ramang Nishachara Vinashakarang Namamim Ya Prasavi Bharabaranaya Jivijay Sang Prarsitas Chinmaya Sangjata Prasavi Chale Ravikule Maya Manusyo Vayam Nishchakrang Hatarakshasa Punaragad Brahma Swamadhyang Siram Kirting Papaharang Vidhaya Jagatang Tang Janaki Shang Bhajem Bole Syava Ramachandra Ki Jai. Our worthy and illustrious Swamiji Prakashananda and his wonderful group and musician devotees of the Samani Road Mandir, Shiv Mandir. I wish to welcome everyone to this night's satsang by Swamiji, and may the blessing of Lord Rama be unto him and in the entire group and each and every one of us. For on behalf of the Committee of Management of this mandir, I wish to thank Swamiji and his entire group, wonderful group and musician, and also you, the devotees from near and far distances. May the blessing of the Lord be unto you all. And perhaps you have some refreshment, Rishi? Okay, after the arti. You bow head now that I chant mantra of blessing. Hari Om Ganapating Girija Vrishabhadvajam Shanamuko Nande Mukadim Dimam Manujamala Trishula Mrigaswacham Kuru Sadaiva Subham Jai Mangalam Kuru Sadaiva Subham Jai Mangalam Kuru Sadaiva Subham Jai Mangalam Boli Syava Ramachandra Ki Jai Satya Sanatan Dharma Ki Jai Sarva Devi Devta Ki Jai. Dhanyabad.
बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद बाबा, थैंक यू सो मच. ओके, आरती के लिए सब खड़े हो जाइए, बाद में देखेंगे. आरती श्री रामायण जी की, कीरति कलित ललित सियपी की, गावत ब्रह्मादिक मुनि नारद वाल्मीक विज्ञान विशारद सुख सनकादि शेष अरुसारद परनि पवन सुत कीरतिनी
आरती श्री रामायण जी की, कीरति कलित ललित सियपी की,
गावत वेद पुराण अष्टदश छौ शास्त्र सब ग्रंथन को रस, मुनि जन धन संतन को सर्वस, राज अंश मत सब ही की.
आरती श्री रामायण जी की, कीरति कलित ललित सियपी
भाव मुनि विज्ञानी व्यास आदि कवि पर पठानी काग सुंदर हृदय
आरती श्री राम मायन जी कीरति कली तल लेतसी अभी
कलिमल हरनि विषय रस भीगी सुभग सिंगार मुक्ति जुवती कलन रोग तात बात सब विधि तुलसी
आरती श्री राम मायन जी कीरति कली तल लेतसी अभी
यथावत् ब्रह्मादिक मुनि नारद आरति श्री रामायण जी
आरती श्री राम मायन जी
गावत संतत शंभु भवानी
आवत संतत शंभु भवानी
शंभु भवानी
शंभु भवानी
बोलो शंभु भवानी बोलो
शंभु भवानी
शंभु भवानी बोलो
शंभु भवानी
मंगलम भगवान विष्णु मंगलम गरुड़ध्वजः मंगलम पुंडरीकाक्षं मंगलायतनो हरिः त्वमेव माता च पिता त्वमेव त्वमेव बन्धुश्च सखा त्वमेव विद्या द्रविणं त्वमेव सर्वं मम देव ॐ पूर्णमद पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्ति 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 हरि ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः हरि ओम बोलो सियावर रामचंद्र की जय पवन सुत हनुमान की जय बोलो भाई सब संतन की जय श्री सत्य सनातन धर्म की जय नमः पार्वती पदे हर हर महादेव हरि ओम तत्सत A very special thank you to Pandit ji
And this is where we end our live broadcast